If your faucet has weak water flow, a stiff handle, or water still comes out of the lower spout when you pull the diverter knob, don't rush to buy a new faucet. In most cases, the repair is actually very simple. First, remove the handle, decorative cap, and take the cartridge out of the faucet body. And according to standard plumbing design, hot water always enters from the left side, while cold water enters from the right side. Water passes through these small openings and then flows through the cartridge. If the water flow is weak, the handle is difficult to move, or the faucet does not shut off completely, the problem is usually inside the cartridge. Inside the cartridge are two ceramic discs, one fixed disc and one movable disc. So when you move the handle, the openings in the ceramic disc align or misalign. And when the openings lines up, water flows through. And when they move apart, the water flow is restricted or completely blocked. These ceramic surfaces are extremely smooth and must lie perfectly against each other to control water flow. So, why do they fail? Well, over time, three common problems occur. First, mineral deposits from hot water begin to clog the internal passages. Second, the silicone grease dries out, increasing frictions between the ceramic discs. Third, the rubber seals can wear out or become damaged. When this happens, the handle becomes stiff, water flow decreases, or the faucet starts leaking. This is not a water pressure problem. It is a precision problem inside a cartridge. And here is the correct repair method. First, inspect the ceramic disc and rubber seals. If they are worn or damaged, replace the cartridge. But if the ceramic disc and seals are still in good conditions, clean away all mineral deposits and reassemble the cartridge. Apply a thin layer of silicone grease to the sliding surface and rubber seals. The grease will help reduce frictions. It helps the cartridge move more smoothly and prevents the rubber parts from drying out over time. Next, reassemble everything in the correct positions, making sure all alignment tabs and locating groups fit properly. Because if the cartridge is installed incorrectly, the water passage will not align properly, causing a stiff handle or weak water flow. When assembled correctly, the ceramic surface presses together precisely and provides stable water control. And one common mistake is tightening the cartridge retaining caps too much. Since when over-tightened, the cap pushes down the cartridge and compresses the ceramic disc excessively. So as a result, the ceramic discs can no longer slide smoothly against each other, making the handle feel heavy, stiff, or difficult to operate. And the solution is simple. Loosen its retaining cap slightly and test the handle again. If the handle moves more freely, tighten the cap only enough to secure the cartridge and prevent leaks. And when installing this type of faucet, do not fully tighten one side before tightening the other. Instead, alternate between both sides and tighten them evenly. This pulls the faucet body towards the wall in a balanced manner. So if one side is tightened much more than the other, the faucet body may become misaligned and the connections may no longer be straight. This can distort the rubber seals, cause leaks, or place uneven stress on the threads. So repairing a faucet is not about using more force, it is about restoring the precision of the internal components. But there is another hidden problem. Inside the small shutoff valve are tiny passages that control water flow. Over time, rust particles and mineral deposits accumulate inside. These deposits restrict water flow far more than low water pressures ever could. When that happens, the valve becomes difficult to turn and the flow rate drops significantly. So here is the repair method. Turn off the water supply, remove the valve, disassemble it, and clean the inside thoroughly. If you find white mineral buildup, Soak the parts in vinegar and then apply a small amount of silicone grease. Reassemble the valve, but do not over-tighten it. When the valve stem is turned inward, the opening for water becomes smaller, reducing the flow rate. So when the valve system is turned outward, the opening becomes larger, allowing more water to pass through and increasing the flow. Another often overlooked problem is the faucet as aerator. The aerator catches the breeze before water exits the faucet. So when it becomes clogged, water flow decreases even further. So here's the fix. Turn off the water supply, remove the aerator, and clean it thoroughly. If necessary, soak it in vinegar to dissolve mineral deposits. Reinstall it without over-tightening, and the water flow should return to normal. But if the water still comes out of the lower spout while the delivery knob is pulled, this is usually the real cause. It means the internal seal is no longer sealing properly. Instead of directing water along a single path, the water splits and leaks through both outlets. Before disassembly, always push the diverter button back down first. If the diverter remains in the raised positions, the internal stem may be locked, and the threads could be damaged during removal. This component is the guide bushings. It keeps the stem aligned and allows smooth movement. Use an Allen wrench, then remove the nut and shower hose to extract the stem assembly. A worn rubber seal, mineral buildup, or a weak spring can cause all these problems. And here is an important point. The rubber seal does not fail suddenly. It gradually wears out over time because of frictions, heat, and mineral deposits. Remove the seal, clean away any buildup, replace the O-ring if necessary, and apply a small amount of silicone grease. Now, the seal is watertight again and the leakage is gone. The repair is simple and does not require replacing the entire faucet. So if a shower hose leaks from the middle sections, do not waste time tightening the fitting at either end. Because that is not the problem. Inside the hose is a flexible inner tube that carries the water. Over time, water pressures, bending, and wear can cause this inner tube to crack. Once the inner tube is damaged, water leaks into the outer hose covering. And that is why you see water leaking along the length of the hose. So if the leak is close to one end of the hose, cut off the damaged sections and reinstall the fittings. However, if the hose is cracked in the middle or has multiple areas of deteriorations, the best solution is to replace the entire shower hose. Fixing the actual damaged sections will stop water from leaking into the outer hose covering. After the repair, water no longer escapes from the middle of the shower hose. The water now flows only through the inner tube and exits properly through the shower head.